Welcome, my chingus, to a special edition podcast for Girls' Generation's brand new mini album, Mr.Mr.
Mr.Mr.
My name is Steven.
My name's Josh.
And we're going to kind of talk about the album. We never do this.
Yeah, this is a first for us.
We're going to give a little in-depth discussion on Girls' Generation's album.
Yeah, if you guys like kind of album reviews that we do, we're planning to do one for 21 as well. If you guys like it, let us know. If you guys don't and don't ever want us to do things like this again, just let us know as well.
If you don't ever want to hear us talk ever again.
Yeah, we just want to try new things. We don't really notice a lot of people kind of reviewing albums like on YouTube or iTunes, so we wanted to give it a shot.
Sure. And of course, you know, just as a little background, in case you've never seen us before, Josh, do you like SNSD?
Like is an understatement.
I'm sorry. On a level of 1 to gangbuster excited, how much do you like SNSD?
I'm gangbuster times 10 excited that they are coming back, and I allowed to be on the reaction video, right? We were talking about this because if it came out and you were not ready to record, I couldn't wait to watch it, but all that scandal business happened. And
luckily got delayed and it worked out ish.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the album finally came out.
Yeah.
I'm a meh-ish. I mean, I really like the really good SNSD songs, but I've never actually listened to a full album.
Yeah, you like, you know, the smash hits like G.O., Genie.
Yeah. I've heard almost every title song, just because they're SNSD. But so this is my first time listening to a whole album. I normally don't. Because of this podcast and because I don't listen to music that often, I don't listen to albums. I just don't have time. So I usually hit the title tracks and that's kind of it.
Yeah, and for me, if I like the group, I like a lot of different groups. If I like the group or if I really like the title track, I'll give the album at least, you know, a listen one or twice to go through it. If I like the group more, I'll obviously, you know, give it a few more listens. But that I listen to music all the time, so...
So let's get right to it. Let's talk about the very first song in this album, the title track, Mr.Mr.
Mr.Mr.
Right.
So we did a reaction video to this. We didn't really talk about the song as much. We didn't want to kind of, you know, bias, because there's a lot of things going on in a reaction video, right? For our first listen, we thought it was pretty good. Wasn't as catchy as some other title tracks we've heard from SNSD, which is definitely true still today for me. I listened to this song countless times after it was released, even before the music video was released. And I really, really liked the intro, the kind of like the buzzing, like that was really, really nice. The song itself, I feel like the chorus could be stronger. The chorus could be a little bit more catchy. They do a really good job of building up into the chorus, but the chorus is a little bit weak in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think, you know, listening to it without the music video, kind of distracting me. I think I can agree. Maybe I can say a little harsher than what you just said. It's an okay-ish song.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be the title track. Nothing about it really screams anything more than meh to me, personally. It has a really good build-up. I can even picture the dancing to the build-up. Yeah. And the build-up happens and the chorus is okay. I think it's missing an A in there.
They go, Mr. A.
Yeah.
Mr.
Hey, there should be another one.
There's no second A. There's no second A.
Should be another A there.
There should be, though.
But, you know, I think it's okay. I think, as I said in the reaction video, this song is like, you know, it's a very safe song. Like, there are no chances taken in this song. And
on the contrary, like I Got a Boy, for me, they took a lot of chances on that song.
They did.
That was a very dynamic song.
It was Frankenstein-y, which was a problem.
Frankenstein-y.
But I did like it. Like, it was like, this is new. If you were to play that song for me, you know, in a closed room, and I probably wouldn't have guessed that was SNSD.
Yeah. Which, I mean, can be good and bad, because sometimes safe is what you want to hear.
Sure.
Like, sometimes you do want to hear a song that sounds like SNSD. Sometimes you do want to hear a song that sounds like so-and-so. But I think for the majority of people who were waiting for a Korean comeback from SNSD, they wanted something really, really, really good and really kind of progressive, since they were, kind of tired of the releases they've had before. The Boys, I Got a Boy, both of those were really controversial.
Yeah. And it's been a long time. I mean, I Got a Boy was January of last year.
Yeah, 2013.
And before that, there was another significant gap. So it's been a long time, really. And as we'll talk about more in depth, I think this album is kind of lackluster.
It's definitely a mixed bag for most people. A lot of people will obviously like it, and with good reason, and there will be people who dislike it with also good reason.
Sure.
So,
in case you're wondering, we are actually listening to the song because there's 6 songs, and I get a little confused on which one's which. Yeah. We're not playing it for you guys because we had a little problem with the copyright.
Yeah.
SM's really hammering down on the copyright, so we're not playing.
Yeah,
it.
so we're not YouTube partners, so we're kind of slammed hard with the copyrights. Yeah. So we got to be a little bit more careful. Sorry.
And I cut myself shaving before this, so that's why I'm wiping my face every couple of seconds.
And I dyed my hair; it's not purple anymore.
No one cares about you. You're welcome. But let's move on, I guess. The
next song.
How about before we move on?
Yeah.
As title tracks go.
Yeah.
This less than average, more than average for you.
Average. It's an average title track. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not one of my favorite SNSD songs. Won't even crack my top 10 favorite SNSD songs.
So what would be a worse title track song than this?
A worse title track song?
Yeah, if this is average, then...
I just liked The Boys. The Boys was not a good title track song for me. What else was there? Mr. Taxi had a repackage. I wasn't a really huge fan of Mr. Taxi as well.
Mr. Taxi. But see, I don't like that song, but I know that part. Yeah. The Boys, actually, all I know for The Boys is boys. That's all I...
The boys.
And I guess this song has Mr. Hey, but it's so meh. It's so middle of the road.
Yeah, it's lacking energy, it feels like.
Yeah, even I was saying it, even the chorus is Mr. Hey. Even the A is a little
yeah. It's kind of stuck in a weird place. The tempo's fast enough for what you want it to be dancey, but it doesn't have enough energy for you to get up on your feet and dance. Yeah. It's kind of a little bit faster tempo than a hip hop R&B song, but it's just not.
Yeah, it didn't help that the MV didn't have much dancing in it.
It had no dancing in it.
So I can't even picture them dancing. G and all those things, I can picture them doing the dance. But not so much with this song. And we have a major not a disagreement, but just the stylistic choices that I don't like dance breaks in songs.
I like the dance break. He doesn't.
I really don't like them because as a non-dancer, it's boring. Unless the beat is amazing or the melody during the beat is amazing. I think if you put a rap over the dance break, it's better. I'm not going to say it's good, but I think it's better. But straight up just dance breaks, I don't like at all. But you're different.
Yeah, I'm different. I like dance breaks. Dance breaks, I think you would like this dance break if there were some sort of noises or sounds, kind of like a O or an A, or maybe a clap, or something.
Yeah, something if the beat was a little bit more engaging,
beat.
Maybe?
Yeah, just something besides the beat. Maybe someone ad-libbing or something, But I can understand how it just seems like a 15-second span of nothingness. Right?
Yeah. Because you're a dancer, and I've seen you start dancing probably during dance breaks or doing recognizable things. So I think during the dance break, you're thinking about dancing. And for me, I'm when's this song going to come back? Yeah. This is going too long. So I don't enjoy it.
I think a lot of people will feel that way. So
no. But all right, that's the first song, Mr. in their album, Mr.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the second song.
All right.
Second song is called Goodbye.
Yeah.
And what do you think about this song, Josh?
This song to me is good enough to be on Mr.Mr's level of title trackness. If Goodbye was a title track, I would not complain. It's a good song, but it's still lacking a little bit of something. The melody is a little bit kind of little bit too safe. It's kind of just like it has a range and it sticks within that range. Like I would want a little bit more flavor from it.
Yeah, kind of in this era of more hip hoppy, kind of sultry, kind of sexier songs. I think it is a really safe for them. You know, we didn't want them to be sexy, but I think this song is just, how can I say? I totally agree that it's pretty good. I think it's one of the better songs in the album.
Yeah.
Probably my second favorite.
Yeah.
Mr.Mr. is not the first one. But still, you know, listening to it now, it's just, if it's not the chorus, it's still kind of boring to me.
I don't know. It's kind of a song that feels like the verse kind of just feels like a really long intro to the chorus, and the chorus itself sounds like
a build up to something else.
Build up to something else. I just feel like it's just building up, and the melody is kind of just missing something at the end.
Yeah, like when the chorus comes out, I'm like, I'm doing a little bit of this.
Yeah,
and it's like, and that's kind of what the song is to me. It's like all right, I'll listen to this.
Like my favorite part of the song is actually like the breakdown. Like
when
after,
they change.
I think after the second chorus, they kind of have like a breakdown, and then like Taeyeon like hits like a high note, and then it goes back into the chorus. Like that's the best part of the song, and I could use more of that. But
yeah, this song definitely picks up the second half for sure. But I'm trying to think. It does. This song really sounds like SNSD though.
Yeah.
Way more. Mr.Mr. does too, but this one's way more than Mr.Mr. Like I think this would be a good B-side track for an album. I guess this is kind of the B-side track for this album.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the single albums where there's just 2 songs usually.
Yeah.
And it's usually, you know, some B-side songs I actually really, really enjoy.
Yeah, like some songs they'll have on albums. They'll be so good that they'll repackage an album and call it that. Baby Baby was really popular, and that was a repackaged album. I think Run Devil Run had a repackage too. I think Mr. Taxi was a repackage of that. But that's happened a few times in the course of SNSD albums. Like a song
like they just
the album,
right?
Yeah, will be good enough for them to put out a repackaged album. And I think Goodbye is on Mr.Mr's level to be a repackaged album, but it's still, I feel like they're still missing something. I still want a little bit more out of it. Yeah,
a little bit more oomph. All right, so let's talk about the third song then. I guess third song is called Europa. And let me listen to it just so I can remember what the song sounds like. So why don't you go ahead first?
So this song is like really...
I need some time.
This song is really different for me. It reminds me of like some of the older SNSD songs. This sounds definitely like an SNSD song to me. But it's a sore thumb on this album because none of the other songs really have this kind of flavor. I'm kind of like ambivalent about this song. It feels like an old SNSD song, and I do like old SNSD, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think this song sounds very Japanese. Like the chorus is very Japanese. It's like, it's such a weird chorus. And for some reason I associate that with Japanese songs. Like it's like a little robot, and it's like, but it's, you know, it's nice.
It sounds really.
And this yo, I've heard that many times in SNSD songs.
It sounds really poppy, like not bubblegum pop, but kind of like synth pop-ish.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of more to say. I mean, normally we don't talk about one group for so long.
Yeah. I'm
afraid a lot of it's like, it sounds like SNSD. I do think that the verses I enjoy in this song more than the chorus.
Same. Same.
Which is rare because the other two songs, it's kind of like the verses are building up towards the chorus and they're kind of useless. So I kind of wish the chorus for this song was less strange. But it's just weird. It's like if you're trying to get into it, it's like and it's like, what is happening right now? And I don't know. I Got a Boy kind of had that a little bit. Like right when you're getting into a song, it like switches to like the other Frankenstein-y part. Yeah. It's a little like that. But
yeah, for me, this is my least favorite song on the album. It just doesn't really do anything for me.
That says a lot coming from you. I think.
Yeah, it just doesn't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
If I'm listening to this album just by itself, I'll actually sometimes just skip the song. There's nothing that's really catchy to me in it, and there's just nothing really that's like memorable. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think any of these songs are memorable, but this sounds like they took an old song and then like remixed it a little bit to me. Like
what they did with like well, it is not really the case, but they had a song on I Got a Boy called Dancing Queen. They kind of did like a release for it in 2000, like the end of 2012. But if you guys don't know the story behind that song was going to be the title track instead of G. And they had some issues about releasing it, and they couldn't release it, and so they kind of just dug it up, and then there you go.
All right, well, that's Europa.
Europa's whatever.
It definitely is the worst song in this album.
The worst song in this album. Yeah, it's definitely not. It feels like a filler song to me. Unfortunately, like you can't like every song, obviously.
Of course.
I'm not gonna say I like every song. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, for me in the past, like when I was a teenager, I did used to listen to albums, and I used to buy them, surprisingly, on CDs. I'm not that old, guys. But like
on 8-tracks.
Usually, I would only like if I liked half the songs, that was a damn good purchase. You know.
Yeah, for me, like if I like half the songs, it'll be a good album. Yeah. Now the next song is called Back Hug, and Back Hug is a very kind of like a cutesy, like I'll always be by your side kind of like song. Yeah. And I really, really like this song. Back Hug, Goodbye, and Mr.Mr. are tied for like my favorite songs on this album. And this is very like cutesy, and I like it. It's very kind of like saccharine, like very, really sweet, and like kind of that. And a lot of people don't like that. I can understand. But for me, this is I sometimes like to listen to this kind of song, and this like hits the spot for me. But obviously, you can't have a title track like this, right?
Definitely. Yeah. For me, when I listen to the song, I picture it's springtime. Maybe you're like staring at the window, and like leaves are falling, and it's kind of a sad sounding song. I don't know if the lyrics are sad, but it's kind of like. It sounds like, oh man, I really want someone to hug me. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's like a I miss you kind of like the you're my spring kind of feeling.
It's like, oh, it's graduation. Like remember the good times, but we're leaving. It's kind of one of those
it has that
in
feeling.
My head.
Yeah.
I can say kind of the same thing, which is I think the verse is really boring. The chorus is okay. It's kind of like it might like a link your hands and kind of like yay the feelings. But this song doesn't speak much to me.
I mean, for me, obviously, I really, really like it. And I really, really like their voices in this song because I feel like it matches. And the thing that I really, really like about Girls' Generation that I really wish they would do more of nowadays is like harmonizing. You have 9 girls. Yeah. They all can like somewhat sing, and you have some that can sing really well. Sure. Like you have a lot of ammunition there. Jessica can hit really high notes. Taeyeon can hit like pretty decent notes. Soyeon can hit pretty decent notes. Like, you know, you obviously have some singers there, so use it. You can do a lot with like more than one singer. When you have a group, you can do a lot of things. Like even like 3-4 people, you can make a really, really nice harmonization. And
TTS.
Yeah, like TTS was amazing, right? Yeah. Like you can really, really get fancy with the ad-libs. You can get really, really fancy with the harmonizations. And I really wanted this song to kind of have more harmonizations. But otherwise, it's a good song too.
I mean, I think their voices are really nice, but again, I think their voices are very safe. Like, I heard way more range in a TTS song than this. Way more, like, in more interesting range. This song is so just this.
Yeah.
It's like, sounds like a song you can sing at, like, church, where it's like, they're decent singers. Like, some church people are freaking amazing singers. But, like, it just sounds like a song that the masses can sing. Like, doesn't go too high, don't go too low, kind of in that middle area.
And honestly, maybe that's what they were going for, because if we've been to an SNSD concert, and this is the kind of song that, like, they would sing with their fans.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The whole stadium would just be chanting or singing along.
Like, singing this a cappella. Like, this is that kind of song.
This is oh, yeah, actually, yeah, you said it, like, a cappella, everyone fucking, like, going like this.
Like, waving their glow sticks.
Like, raising them like it's fucking, like, Woodstock or something. That does sound like this song. There's another song like that I never heard before that concert we went to. It was very similar to this. Yeah, and everyone was just like, oh! It was like the, oh, please don't finish the concert kind of song, right? And that's kind of what that song is like. But all right, let's talk about the fifth song, and that is a song called Wait a Minute.
And surprisingly, this is your favorite song on the album, isn't it?
This is my favorite song. It's still not, I don't think, a great song. I'm using my kind of scale.
Yeah.
But I really like this song because it's the only song that has a distinct feeling to me. It's got like, it's got a it's got like a, and then, you know, the chorus kind of has like this syncopation that I really like, which is like, dun, dun, dun. Like, I really like that because it's so different than what normal choruses are like.
Like a 3-chord like ascension, dun dun dun.
Yeah, and the third note's like delayed a little bit.
Yeah,
that's very memorable to me. Like, I really like those things, so I think that this is the most memorable song. And like, this is the song that I actually can picture being the title song. Like, if you were to argue to me, like, if we were in a meeting, you're like, this song and Mr.Mr.
You would want to pick this song.
I would pick this song. Because to me, it's more upbeat. You can be cute during it, but also a decent dance. I think Mr.Mr. is a little too boring, and, you know, no dance break. Good job.
Obviously, this is not one of my favorite songs on the album. I like it a good amount, but I don't know. I just can't buy into like the DBW bars. Like they're not catchy buy it from enough. Them. Yeah, they're not. I mean, it's just not catchy enough for me to make me really, really like it. But it's a good song.
Like, I like the playing off back and forth. Like, the one girl singing in the back, it's like, da-na-na. Like, they kind of, it seems more fun. And I, in general, like more fun songs. And this is, you know, the more I listen to it, this is probably, like, I'll probably down the album and just listen to this song.
The thing I want in this song is it's kind of like really produced and like computer kind of melody. I really wish they would add something in the background that is just more catchy. Like if you go to listen to G, like there is like a little underlying melody in G that makes it so catchy that when you hear it with like on speakers, it's really catchy. But when you hear it on your headphones, you're like, oh, I didn't hear this part before. I really wish this had it.
But I don't think any of the songs in this album have it. So I agree that there could be more done with this song. But like tomorrow when I wake up and I'm going to think of these 6 songs again, I probably won't be able to think of any song other than this one. Because Mr.Mr. maybe, because it's the
Hey.
Oh, it's A. See, I already fucked it up. Actually, how does that song go? Mr. There it is.
Hey.
But like, I think this one has, for me, it resonates way more. And like, I don't know. In Mr. there's that verse where I'm waiting for the chorus. Like, in my head, I am waiting. Like, I'm not enjoying it. But this song, I think I enjoy-ish most of it. Like, I'm not sitting there like, all right, let's get to it. Like, I think it's got a little flavor, which I enjoy.
Well, this song, it's good, but not one of my favorites. Well,
yeah, I think it's just personal preference, but I definitely don't get Back Hug over this. I can see Mr. and Goodbye, but Back Hug is just not my thing.
It's preference, I think.
Yeah. But some of the last song then.
Yeah. So the last song, some history behind this song, if you guys don't know. This song is actually a Korean version of a Chinese song that they released for a Chinese video called Blade and Soul. So that's why it's called Soul, Find Your Soul.
The beginning of the song is like this is going to be the most epic song you've ever heard in your life. Prepare your anuses for this explosion. And it doesn't really live up to that kind of.
Like, for me, it sounds like a very video gamey song. Like, it sounds like a video game.
It does. Like you're fighting a boss. Mm-hmm. I will say, like, if I can edit this song to not include that front 10 seconds of like 10, 9, like that. I don't like shit, that part either. If I can cut that out, I would like this song way more. But if every time I need to listen to this song, I gotta listen to that shit, no. I'm not gonna deal with it.
I actually like the Chinese version better. Just because
you heard it first?
I heard it first, yeah.
Actually, when I used to listen to Boa, I first heard her in Japanese. So for the longest time, I always preferred her songs in Japanese. Yeah. And people are like, that's weird. Like, she's not even Japanese. You should listen. I'm like, it just doesn't sound right to me once you hear it. Like, nobody in English. I don't want to listen to nobody in English. I want to listen in Korean because that's the first way I heard it.
Yeah.
So that could be what's going on here.
Yeah, for me, this song doesn't belong on this album. I heard it like months ago already. Like, I don't appreciate them just adding it onto a mini album. Like,
it's like they had a song and they were like, do we want 5 or 6? I think 6 is a better number.
Let's make a Korean version of the song.
Yeah, let's make a... I will say, actually, I don't mind this song. Like, aside from that first 10 seconds, this song, I like it definitely more than Back Hug in Europa. Maybe even Mr.Mr. I don't know.
Whoa, okay.
Because, like I said, this chorus is just more like... this song.
There's more energy definitely in this song.
Yeah. I was saying earlier, I was like, I can definitely see them dancing this song. And it would be a fun... I think they can do a kind of hard... Not going hard.
More technically difficult choreography.
Yeah. Like, it's a shame. Like, after their pretty technical I Got a Boy dance, it's kind of a shame that not only did we barely see any of it in the Mr. Song,
the point looks really simple and not very special.
Like for a year and 2 months break. Yes, they're really busy. I totally understand.
Super busy.
Yes, they probably don't. They don't need to. They don't even need to. But
to come back technically.
But after setting the bar up higher with I Got a Boy, I feel like this song would have let them do a more involved dance if they wanted to. And I could say the same thing maybe with Wait a Minute. Maybe. Yeah. But
I mean, they have a dance for this song because I've seen the performance for
Chinese one?
Yeah.
I will say rapping, stop it, Girls' Generation. Stop it.
So I actually hated the rapping in the boys, but I Got a Boy was for me better. But they shouldn't rap.
It's like when will that stop? When will the we gotta have a rapper in your group stop? Like, stop it.
Like, there's no rapper in Girls' Generation. The closest rapper you're gonna get is like Hyoyeon or like maybe Yuri or something or Yuna, and they are not rappers. So
yeah, like, I'm not saying they do a bad job. Like, they do an okay job.
They hold their own, but I don't want to hear them rapping. I'd rather hear them singing than
it's rapping. Never convincing. And sometimes it's a little cringy to me when it's like, done. It's like, no, stop.
Nope.
But anyways, that is the album special edition podcast for this album.
So if we were to rank this album out of 5 stars,
what
would you give it?
I mean, it's kind of hard for me because, like I said, I don't listen to albums.
Let's go song by song. Mr. Out of 5 stars, how would you give that song?
So, assuming 5 stars is a gangbuster hit like G or Genius.
Yes. So 5 stars we'll say is like a G, right? And a 1 star we'll say is what's a really song that we didn't really like.
I mean, the thing is, I don't listen to. I've only heard Title Track, so
yeah.
Like for me, Taxi was awful song. But
so we'll say like a 1 is Mr. Taxi.
Sure.
So yeah, okay.
Mr. It's somewhere between 2 and 3. Between 2 and 3.
We'll say 2.5 for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. For me, Mr. as a title track is a 3, maybe a 3.5. It's definitely a song that gets better the more you listen to it. First time I heard it I gave it a 3. I was like, this is an average title track. But now, maybe a 3.5.
Okay, maybe I'll say, because I think it's one of the better ones, I don't want to go like 1-1-1 for the other ones.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say maybe 3.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
Mr.Mr, we'll say 3.
Sure.
Goodbye, what do you think?
Goodbye, I'll say like 3.5.
It's Goodbye, 3.5. I think Goodbye is also about 3.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Europa.
Like 1 or 1.5. I don't know.
For me, Europa.
Never again.
For me, Europa is like a 2.5 song. It's whatever. 2.5.
2.5 is pretty good for whatever. I mean, I guess 1 is like actively dislike.
Yeah, for a 1 for me is like, this is an SNSD song I will never listen to again. That I have like an SNSD playlist that has.
Do you have any of those songs?
That has hundreds of songs.
Yeah.
There are SNSD songs that I just do not like.
Oh really?
Like, I just don't like the song. Like, I won't listen to it. I don't put them on the albums.
Sure.
I won't put them on my SNSD playlist.
It's crazy that there's 100 though on the playlist. Like, that's a lot.
But you know what I mean. They have a lot of songs.
Sure.
Right. Back Hug.
That's the slow one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 3, maybe.
Yeah, for me, it's about a 3.5.
All right. Wait a minute.
For me, it's about a 2.5, maybe 3. Probably a 3. Yeah, it'd probably be a 3.
I don't want to say 4, but I want to say it's closer to 4 than 3.5. Like
3.75.
Sure.
Okay.
It is my favorite song on this list. I think it is. That song is more engaging than many title tracks I've heard in the recent times.
Soul.
Soul is a 0 if it includes that 15 seconds.
The rapping and the 15 seconds at the beginning.
The 15, like, get ready to get your anus ready.
10, 9, 8.
I think Soul is like a 3.
For me, it's a 3 as well.
Yeah.
So if I had to rank this album, for me, it'd be about a 3.5 out of 5. And that's relatively mediocre for
your favorite group of all time.
For my favorite group of all time.
Sure.
It definitely, I was expecting something crazy, but it's definitally a safe route. But then again, I Got a Boy. I love I Got a Boy, the title track. Fantastic. The album itself for I Got a Boy wasn't that great. There were a lot of duds on that album.
How many songs were on that album?
It was a full album, I think. Maybe.
It was a full album?
Yeah, it was a full album. Dang. Maybe 9 or 10 songs. 10? I can't remember.
Huh. But for me, the real question, I mean, I think I try to make a conscious effort to not mention any other groups during this thing, but it's going to happen now, which is in the grand scheme of this year so far.
Yes.
In this Brave Sound era, in this sexy comeback era, like, how would you rank Mr.Mr. on, like, comparatively to other hit songs that we've talked about in our podcast before?
Let's see. Hit songs that we've talked about in our podcast.
Because there's been a lot of songs that you've liked and I've liked in the last, just this year, let alone last year and a half, since I Got a Boy.
Well, I mean, music is art, so it's hard to compare one artist to another. But I'll just say this. Recently, I chose Sunmi's 24 hours, Sunmi's Full Moon as the song of the week in one of our podcasts. Based off that song, I went out and bought that album. Like, just based off that title track. I like that title track that much. What was another one? I really liked GOT7's release. Girls, Girls, Girls. What else have we talked about?
I mean, big ones?
Yeah.
I mean, any like AOA Miniskirts or...
AOA Miniskirt was really, really catchy as well. It was a really good title track.
Because you definitely like that song a lot more than I did.
I did.
That song really grew on me.
Yeah.
I mean,
let me just
album-wise, I mean, there's some really good songs. They didn't have albums,
Yeah.
But, like, I only mention that just because, like, I think Mr.Mr., like, if you weren't a diehard SNSD fan, like, there's zero reason for me to buy this album. And I did used to buy albums digitally on, like, iTunes. And then I switched to an Android phone, and I was like, oops. Can't do that anymore. But... I mean, there's so many songs. Like, I have a whole playlist of 20 songs that I would rather listen to than this. And that, I guess that's what I'm wondering. If you were to make a playlist of songs you enjoy, I know you'll put this on there. I know it's a little hard with just because they're SNSD, but like I think if Dallas Shabbat came out with this exact song, I really don't think it would have mattered. I think you might sort of like it.
Off this album, I would take maybe 3 songs that I would put on a playlist. Put on a playlist to listen to.
Your SNSD playlist or your general playlist?
My general playlist that I listen to like day in, day out. I would take 3 of these songs.
But like in your head, I mean, I know it's hard to divorce it, but if, you know, generic group A came out with this song, like, would you have bought that album, do you think? Like, if you heard this Mr.Mr, like Sunbeams, right? Would you have gone out and been like, shit, I'm buying this album?
Well, that's hard to say because I also like Sunmi. But if this was a group I didn't like, say this is like Dallas Shabbat, I wouldn't.
Or just say it's a new group. You have no preconceived notions. This is, I mean, aside from their rookies, and this is, I guess, decent for a rookie group. But like,
well, a lot of the reasons I buy albums is because I like the group. That has a lot to do with K-pop. You like the group and you follow the group.
Sure.
If I didn't follow the group, if I didn't like them, I wouldn't buy the album, of course. The songs aren't strong enough to just make me buy it just for listening value. Like don't get me wrong, like some Sistar songs for me are like that. Some albums I wouldn't buy of Sistars just because, but I do like Sistar as a group. So
like for example, I'm bringing that up actually. Like Sistar's album, the second one, the Give It To Me album, which is right up there. Like, I like almost every song in that fucking album. Like, that's a really good album to me. That is probably, if I think about it, like the best album I've listened to, except for maybe the Wonder Girls album, one of their first ones that had like Tell Me and Nobody and So Hot and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. But they're my bias, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, which album, this one or that one? I mean, it's not apples to apples. I know it's not a direct correlation, but
this song or that one?
This album, yeah, Sistar Give It To Me album.
I haven't listened to Give It To Me in a while.
It's got that one song you really like in it. I forgot what the song's called though.
Il Chu Il, like Once a Week or something like that. Yeah. That song is really good. I would definitely buy that Sistar album, like no doubt. Honestly, this album I would buy it just because it's Girls' Generation. It's kind of weak. In terms of all the Girls' Generation albums I have, and I have all of them, this would rank like in the middle of the pack.
Middle's better than I would have guessed to put this, but
like I didn't really like I Got a Boy as an album. Sure. I like maybe like 40% of the songs. And I like that album better than this album.
All right, well, and that will bring it to a close. I think may have gone on longer than it should have, but tell us what you guys like. We do plan to do 21's album next week. I know it's been out for a while, but ideally I want the music video to come out first. Yeah,
same. And it's going to come out tomorrow, I think.
Yeah,
so expect a reaction for that. It was delayed as well, but that's classic YG also.
Sure. So that's the special edition podcast. Tune in if you listen to this to our other part. We're going to record episode number 44 right now. So
44.
Something like that. We'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you like the album. Tell us what you think about the album. I mean, we got a lot of good comments like of super fanboys like swallowing their pride and being like, yo, this was kind of weak.
Not great, yeah.
But there was also some people that were like, nah, you just don't get it. It's magical. You just don't understand. It's like,
yeah.
All right.
I mean, given this album, like for me, it gets better the more I listen to it. I don't think it's ever gonna reach like the upper echelons of my favorite SNSD albums. So
sure. All right. So until next time, I'm Steven.
I'm Josh.
And give it to me, baby.